Hi guys, this is Sadek from build.prop, and in this video, we'll show you how to fix the issue of Google Pay not working, or most importantly, how to pass the Play integrity test in the Xiaomi EU ROM. So as you might be aware, we are now moving forward from the safety net test, and now we have to pass a Play integrity test. This is because Google has instructed all the apps to adopt the Play integrity API and ditch the safety net test. So even if your phone is passing the safety net test, that does not matter. What matters is that your phone should now pass the Play integrity test. Until and unless that happens, you will not be able to use any banking and payment app of your choice. So earlier, in case of safety net, we had to pass the basic integrity and serious profile match test, but that is no longer required. As of now, you will now have to pass a Play integrity test, which requires the passing of meet device integrity and meets basic integrity. The third one is meet strong integrity. This test will always fail because to pass this test, we require a log bootloader, which is not possible since we are using a custom ROM or a rooted phone. That is why this is not required. You could simply ignore this. This third test, the meet strong integrity, has no impact whatsoever on using banking and payment app. So you will always fail this test, and that's not a cause of concern. Our major aim is just to pass these two tests. And in this video, I'll show you how to do just that. So as for now, our focus will simply be on the Xiaomi EU ROM. So on that note, let's get started. In this regard, there are two methods. The first one is the non-root method. Regarding this, the developers are now shipping the ROM, which comes inbuilt with all the tweaks, which will allow you to easily install the Google Pay app without doing anything as such. Simply install the app. Just make sure that the app has been released either on 3rd December or moving on any other date after 3rd December. You should not use the ROM which has been uploaded on 2nd December or before that. Only use the ROM from 3rd December onwards, because these ROM will already have the patch installed within itself, so you don't have to do anything. Simply install the ROM and then you will be able to use the Google Pay app without any issues. So you could go to the Xiaomi EU official page, and this is the download section from the SourceForge page, and this page is for all the EU ROM which are updated on 3rd December or above, and all these 58 ROMs for 58 phones contains the patch within itself. So you simply have to flash this ROM. I'll link the guide as well. Simply flash this ROM or update the ROM from the settings menu on your phone. I'll recommend you to flash the ROM using the fastboot method or via the TWRP method rather than doing an update, but you could do an update from here as well. Check for updates and install the update. So once you have done the update, you could verify if it's working or not. So for the ROMs which are released on 3rd December and forward, they could simply use the ROM from here and check out the result. What they have done is simply installed an app which is the Xiaomi EU module app, and using that app you should pass the Play integrity test out of the box. But if that is not happening, you have installed the latest ROM version but still you are not able to pass the test, then you could also manually install this Xiaomi module APK file. So simply go to this link, download the file from here, the latest build, and install them onto your phone, and then you should be able to use the banking and payment app. So let me show you that as well. So in my case, if I now install the app, so it's the Xiaomi EU app. In my case, it's already installed, so I will get an update option. If in your case it's not installed yet, so you will get an install option. If you are using an older version, then you will get an update option. So simply tap on update or install, and once that is done, I will highly recommend you to remove the data from the Google Play service, Google Play Store, as well as the Google Service Framework. So delete the data of all three apps. Let's do that as well. So go to the app section, then go to manage apps and tap on here, and then tap on show all apps, and then remove the data of Google Play Service, Google Play Store. Just a minute. Google Play Service, then go to clear data, manage space, clear all data, delete, then go back and select Play Store, clear data, clear all data. Okay. Next up is the Google Services Framework app as well. So let's do that as well. select it, clear data, clear all data, and tap on OK. And once that is done, you will now have to restart your phone. So do a restart and then check out the result. Do note that this first method, which is a non-root method, is still in the testing phase, and you might have a few issues in that. Moreover, if you are using a ROM which was released before 3rd December and it does not have any updates as such, then you will not be able to use this method and you will then have to move over to the next method. At the time of recording, I am once again repeating, this method is not working on every ROM, should only work on some ROM, so you should first verify. So currently I don't have the Google Pay app on my phone, but after carrying out this step, you will be able to use the Google Pay app. You might not pass the safety net or the plain integrated test app, but you will be able to use the Google Pay app. So try launching the Google Pay app and try adding the cards, and after that you should be able to use the Google Pay app on your Xiaomi EU ROM. However, even after this, if it's not working, then we will try out the second method, which is the root method. So let's once again try out the root method. So for that, your first course of action is to uninstall updates of the Xiaomi EU module inject app, which we have just installed. So let's do that as well. So go to the settings menu. Then from there, you have to go to apps. Then go to manage apps and make sure all the system apps are being shown here. And then you have to select the EU dot. So it's starting with E. So go to EU Xiaomi module inject. Tap on uninstall updates and tap on OK. This is extremely important. On the ROMs which are released after 7th December, they might not have uninstall update. Instead of that, they will have the disable option. So in that case, just tap on disable and then tap on OK. In my case, I'm using a ROM which was released on 3rd December. So I have the uninstall updates option. But in your case, if it's disabled, then please disable the app. And this is extremely important. Either uninstall the update or disable the app, which is extremely important. And once that is done, we will now have to root the Xiaomi EU ROM via Magisk. I have made a separate guide and a video on the same, but still I will show you that once again. So first and foremost, you will have to download the ROM file for your phone. Make sure to download the same ROM which is currently installed onto your phone. You could verify the same by going to the My Device section, and as you could see currently, it's the 14070 TLM CNXM. So I'm using this ROM version. Let me show you this. So this is my ROM version. So make sure to download the same version which is currently installed onto your phone. Once you have installed that, your next course of action is to extract them onto your PC. So let me show you. This is the Xiaomi EU ROM, and then I just right click on it and select extract all, and the ROM will be extracted. Upon extraction, go to the images folder and you will either see the boot img file or the init boot img file. So depending on the file which you are seeing, you could proceed ahead. If your phone is launched with Android 13 or higher version out of the box, then it should have the init boot file. On the other hand, if your phone was launched with Android 12 or older version, you will have to use the boot img file. So in my case, I'm using the boot img file. So whatever is the file is in your case, whether the boot img or the init boot img file, you will have to copy this file. And likewise, you will also now have to download and extract the Android SDK platform tools on your PC. So I will link this guide. So go to this guide and extract the SDK platform tools from here. And you could extract them anywhere on your PC. In my case, I've done the extraction in C drive. And these are the files. So now you will have to transfer the boot img or the init boot img file from the Xiaomi EU ROM to the platform tools folder. Likewise, I will also recommend you to transfer the file onto your phone. So let me do that as well. So for that, you simply have to select here file transfer and then transfer the file onto your phone. Let's do that. So this is the Poco F4. So transfer the boot img file onto your phone. It's the stock boot img file. Once you have transferred that file, apart from that, you will also have to download the Magisk file and transfer it as well. So get the latest Magisk APK file from my guide. So at the time of recording, it's the version 26.4. Download it from here, and I've also given the official GitHub changelog. So download the Magisk APK file from here and transfer it onto your phone as well. So this is the Magisk APK. Let me download the latest build and transfer it onto my phone. So as of now, make sure you have both the stock boot IMG file as well as the latest Magisk file onto your phone. Let me transfer the latest build. It will take only a few seconds. So this is the latest Magisk file. Once you have transferred both this file onto your phone, let's now proceed ahead with the next step. So now you will have to patch the boot IMG file or the init boot IMG file via Magisk. So first and foremost, let's install the Magisk APK file. So let me install it from here. It will take only a few seconds. So hit install. Once installed, tap on launch and then tap on allow all the time in the permission that appears. Then tap on install next to Magisk. Select and patch a file. And now choose the boot IMG or the init boot IMG file. Then tap on let's go and Magisk will now patch the file. It will take only a few seconds. So let's just wait for the time frame and then we'll proceed ahead with the next step. So the patching will take only a few seconds to carry out, and then so as you could see, the patching is now complete and we could now proceed ahead. So now the file is placed in the downloads folder. So go to the downloads folder on your phone, and as you could see, this is the Magisk patch boot IMG file. So copy it from here and paste the patch file inside the platform tools folder on your PC. So with this, we have got the Magisk patch file. For some users, it will be the boot IMG. For others, it will be the init boot IMG, depending on the file which they are using. So now what you have to do is boot your phone to the fast boot mode. So let's get that job done as well. So for that, you will have to go to the settings menu. From settings, go to my device, then go to MIUI version, or rather go to detailed info and specs and tap on MIUI version 7 times. You will get a prompt that you are now a developer. So now go back, again go back. Now go to additional settings, then go to developer option and enable the toggle next to USB debugging. You will get a prompt, checkmark I am aware of all the risk. Then tap on OK after 10 seconds. And once that is done, debugging is now enabled. So let's verify the same. So type in CMD in the address bar of platform tools folder. Then type in ADB devices and make sure that you are getting a serial ID. Once you are getting this ID, now type in ADB reboot bootloader and hit enter. And your phone should now boot into fast boot mode. It could take up to around 5 to 7 seconds. So let's just wait for the time frame. And then we'll move ahead with the next step. So we will also have to verify the fastboot connection. To verify the connection, just type in fastboot devices and make sure that you are getting a serial ID. If you are not getting any ID, then you will have to install fastboot drivers on your PC. I'll link that guide as well. So make sure to install those drivers. Once you have installed the driver, use the Windows X shortcut keys and choose device manager. And make sure to expand the Android phone section and make sure that it's shown as Android bootloader interface. So this as well as the serial ID next to fastboot signifies that your PC is able to read the phone in fastboot mode, and we are now good to go ahead. So next up, we will now have to root your phone using the patch boot or the init boot file. So for that, you could take two different approaches. So let me show you both this approach depending on the file which you have used, whether it's the boot IMG or the patch boot IMG. The command will vary. So in my case, I am using the stock boot IMG file. So let me show you the steps for the boot IMG file. So if you are using the init boot, simply skip this step and move to the next step. As of now, I will show you the boot IMG file method, and after that, I'll show you the init boot patch method. So first and foremost, let's rename the file to something shorter. This is the Magisk patch file. In my case, it's the boot IMG file. I'm again repeating. So let's rename it to Magisk patch boot, and the company name becomes mpb.img. So now, first and foremost, you will have to type in fastboot boot and the name of the file, which is mpb.img, and hit enter, and your phone will now temporarily boot to the Magisk patch file. Do keep in mind that you should never use the flash command. That is, don't use the fastboot flash boot mpb.img, because if something is wrong with the patch file, then your phone might end up in a soft brick or a boot loop state. On the other hand, if you're using a boot command and if something is wrong with the file, then you just need to do a simple restart and all the issue will be fixed. That is why it's always recommended to just do a simple boot and don't use the flash command. So with this, our phone is now booted to the Magisk, and you should now see the Magisk app onto your phone, launch it, then tap on OK in the additional setup that appears, and it will now automatically restart your phone in 5 seconds and install the additional dependency in the backend. So again, I am repeating, always use the boot command, never use the fastboot flash command, and after that, Magisk will ask you to install some additional files, tap on OK, and within 5 seconds it will undergo a reboot. And with this, we will now have obtained permanent root, and this was for the boot.img file. I'll now show you how to root it for the init boot.img file. So in case of init boot, you don't have the luxury to use the boot command. Instead, you will only have to use the flash command. So anyways, just a minute, let me first launch the Magisk app. And as you could see, the root is now permanent and root is now complete. So as I was saying, let's now move ahead for rooting using the init boot.img file. Now regarding this rooting, you don't have the option to use the boot command. You would directly have to use the flash command to flash the patch init boot file to the init boot partition. So simply you have to use this entire command and just replace the file name with the original name. For example, in our case, if it's Magisk patch init boot, for instance, let's rename the file to mpib. So you will then have to use this command fastboot flash init boot and the file name .img, and it will then flash the init boot file to the init boot partition. So this is for those phones which have the init boot.img file and those who have patched this file. So do so and then use the fastboot reboot command, and your phone will then reboot to the OS. And after that, you may launch the Magisk app and verify the results. So as you could see, our phone is now rooted by Magisk. So we have now obtained root and we could now proceed ahead. So let me close this window. This is no longer required, and let's now move ahead with the next step. So now that we have obtained root, we have check marked the first requirement and the second requirement as well. The first one was removing the update for the Xiaomi EU module inject. Second is for rooting our phone. Once that is done, we will now have to enable Xiaomi and download the Play Integrity Fix module and use that. Apart from that, I'll also recommend you to carry out one more fix. I'll show you that as well. So I'll combine both these fixes so that we are double sure that our device will pass the safety net and more importantly, the Play Integrity test. So although carrying out the first test is sufficient in most cases, but I will implement one more fix on top of that fix just to be double sure that our phone passes the Play Integrity API checker test. So with that said, let's carry on with the steps. So as of now, your first course of action is to enable Xiaomi. So launch the Magisk app and tap on the settings icon and enable the toggle next to Xiaomi. You will now have to restart your phone. We will do a restart after flashing a module. We will not do a restart now. So next up, you will have to download the latest version of Play Integrity Fix module. Please keep in mind that you will only have to get hold of the latest version. This is because Google is always patching the older version. Once we get hold of a fingerprint or the custom build.prop file, the Google tends to patch that file within a few days. So the developer once again releases a new build. As you could see, all these older builds are banned and outdated, not working because Google tends to patch them. So always make sure to use the latest version. So at the time of recording, this is the latest version. So download it from here. And as of now, Google has not patched this version. So let's use this. Download the module from here and transfer the module onto your phone. And now let's flash the module. So make sure you have enabled Xiaomi, then go back, then go to modules, tap on install from storage, and simply select the module file, which is the Play Integrity Fix module, and tap on OK. The module will now be flashed. Once that is done, tap on reboot, and our phone will now restart with the module enabled. So always keep in mind to use the latest module. If you don't want to use the built-in module, then you could also make your own module. I have made a separate guide on that as well. So in that case, you could use your own module as seen here. This is a separate guide. If you want, I'll make a video on the same. You could create a own custom fingerprint and the build prop. In that case, you will have to use a phone which was launched with Android 8 or 9, and which should not be that much common, because Google will then not be able to patch your fingerprint. So there are three methods using which you could make your own fingerprint as well. This is the recommended approach, but it is quite technical in nature, so that is why the developer is releasing the module. So if you want, you may check out my guide and make your own fingerprint. It's the recommended approach because Google will not be able to patch this method. Just make sure to choose a phone such as the likes of Chinese phones or the Asus Zenfone and all such phones which are not that common on your region. And the phone should have Android 8 or 9 or any older Android versions, so it will work well and good. Anyways, let's skip this for now, and as of now we have flashed the module and our phone has restarted. So let's verify the same. So launch the modules, and as you could see, Zygis is now enabled, and go to the modules, and the module is enabled as well. So once that is done, we will now have to remove the data of Google Services Framework, Google Play Service and Google Play Store. So let's do that as well. So go to settings menu on your phone. From there you have to go to apps, then go to manage apps and make sure show all apps is enabled. Then search for Google Play and you will get both the Play Service and Play Store. So go to Play Service, clear data, manage space, clear all data, delete. Then go back and this time select Play Store, clear data, clear all data, okay. Next up is the service framework. So let's search for that as well. Go there, clear data, clear all data, okay. Once you have removed all the data, now you will have to delete the data of the banking and payment app of your choice, which in our case is Google Pay or any banking app which you are using. So please make sure to remove the data of that app as well. And once that is done, it is recommended to once again do a restart and check out the results. So let's do a restart now. If in most cases you should now pass the play integrity test and you should be able to use the banking and payment app of your choice. But in rare cases, if you're not able to still pass the test, then I will show you how to implement a second fix. But first, let's check out the result of the first fix and then we will move ahead. So as of now, we have just implemented the first fix and then did a restart. So once your phone reboots, you could now use the Play Integrity API Checker app or the simple Play Integrity Checker app. So install any of these two apps from Play Store. I have both these apps on my phone. Do note that due to high traffics, these apps are not currently performing along the expected line. You might not get the correct result in the first attempt. That's not an issue. Simply hit the retry button a couple of times and you will get the correct result. Let me show you. So first off, I'm using the Play Integrity API Checker app. So install the app from Play Store, then launch it and tap on check result. Let me show you. So as you could see, we are now passing both the tests. So in some cases, you might also get the error getting token from Google. This app has hit the 10K test day per limit. So all this issue are just because of high traffic, and in such cases you might not be able to use the app once again. So you may try doing a force stop of this app and then check it once again. So let me see if it works now. So you will now have to give it some time, around 10 to 15 minutes, or you could also use another app which is known as Simple Play Integrity. So launch this app and just tap on Make Play Integrity. So let's verify the same, and as you could see, we are now getting the meets device integrity. So this signifies we are passing the first two tests. As you could see, there are two colored circles. So let me show you what it means. If there is only one circle, then you are only passing the basic integrity. As of now, we have two circles, but mean we are also passing the device integrity. And as I've told you, we will not pass the strong integrity because the bootloader is currently logged. So you will have to get two circles in case of the simple Play Integrity, and in case of Play Integrity API Checker, you will have to pass the first two tests as shown here. So you will have to perform the check a couple of times and then you will get the success result. The best way of checking it is to simply launch the banking and payment app of your choice, and then you will be able to use it without any issues. However, in rare cases, if you are still facing any issues, then let me show you one more method. So we will now have to implement this fix on top of the current fix. So let's get started. What you have to do now is simply launch the Magisk app. Then tap on the settings icon at the top right, and now tap on hide the magic app. Then enable the toggle next to allow from this source. Then you will have to wait for 10 seconds. Now check mark I am aware of all the risk and tap on OK. So then go back and rename the magic app to any other app of your choice. So let's rename it to Dwidwin. And then tap on OK. It will now hide the magic app and could take only a few seconds. Tap on accept in the prompt that appears. And as you could see, we have got the Dwidwin app. So launch it, and from now onwards, this will be our magic app. It's asking for permissions. Tap on allow all the time. For shortcut, we don't need a shortcut. I don't need a shortcut, so I'm tapping on cancel. So with this, we have hide the magic app. And now moving on, you will now have to enable the toggle next to enforce deny list. So go to the settings menu. First and foremost, make sure that the Zydisk is enabled on your phone. If Zydisk is not enabled, then please do so as well. So go to the settings menu and make sure to enable the toggle next to Zydisk. As you could see, it's enabled. Then go to enable the toggle next to enforce deny list. After that, tap on configure deny list. And now you will have to hide the root from the Google Play service, Google Play Store, Google Service Framework, and the banking and payment app of your choice. So tap on the overflow icon and select show system apps. Then let's search for those apps. Google, just a minute. Type on Google Play and expand the Play service and enable the toggle next to all its services. Likewise, do the same for Google Play Store. Next up, we have the Google Service Framework. So let's do that as well. Once that is done, you will now have to do the same for the banking and payment app of your choice, which in our case should be Google Pay. So make sure to hide the root from that app as well. Once that is done, you will now have to remove the data from all these apps. So let's do that as well. Go to settings menu once again. Then go to apps and manage apps and make sure show system apps are enabled. Now search for Google Play. Then select Play services, clear data, manage space, clear all data, delete. Then go back. Google Play Store, clear data, clear all data, OK. Then we have the Google Services Framework. Go there, clear data, clear all data, OK. Then you will have to delete the data of the banking and payment app of your choice, which is the Google Pay app in this case. So do so as well. And once that is done, you will have to do a final restart. So let's do a reboot. And upon this reboot, you should now be able to use the banking and payment app of your choice. In most cases, you don't even have to implement the second fix. But in rare cases, if it's not working, because Google tends to patch these loopholes every other day. So in those cases, you might have to use this second fix as well. It's always recommended to be on the safer side. So I'll always recommend, even if you are passing using the first test itself, still I will recommend you to use the second test as well. So with this, we are now done, and you could now launch the Magic, or rather the banking app, and check out the result. Once again, let me test the result via the Play Integrity Checker app. And as I've told you before, the app might not show the result in the first attempt. So this time around, it's showing well and good. But in some cases, that might not be the case. If you are getting all the 3 red crosses, then that means something is wrong with the app. In case you are getting the Meet Basic Integrity green mark and then the first and third as the red mark, then that signifies that the process is incomplete or not done correctly. But if you are getting all the 3 crosses, then that signifies that something is wrong with the app. So you will have to again perform a check. Likewise, in this app as well, simple Play Integrity Checker, tap on Make Play Integrity Request, and if you are getting no integrity, which means all the 3 circles are not filled, then it just means that there's something wrong with the app. You will have to again perform a test until you get a value, at least a single value or a double value. So if you are getting only a single value, which is only Meet Basic Integrity, then this signifies something is wrong with the process, and you will have to once again carry it out. On the other hand, if you're getting the Meet Device Integrity, as is the case in our case, so this signifies that the process is done successful and you could now proceed ahead. So guys, on that note, we round up this video. Just to recall all the things that we have done in the non-root method, all the ROMs which are released from 3rd December onwards already have the patch. So you just have to install the ROM or update the ROM from the link. It's the Xiaomi link and the Xiaomi EU file links for the MIUI 14. Download the ROM which are released from 3rd December onwards and install it onto your phone, and you should then pass the test out of the box. If that is not happening, then you will have to install the Xiaomi EU module app, and after that I will recommend you to remove the data of Google Play Service, Play Store and Service Framework as well as the banking app. Then do a restart and check out the result. On the other hand, if you want to use the root method, then first and foremost you will have to uninstall the update from the Xiaomi EU module inject app which we have installed in the non-root method. So simply do an uninstall update or disable the app if you are using a ROM after the 7th of December 2023. So either use the disable option or the uninstall option, whichever is there on your phone. Then you have to root your ROM via Magisk. Then enable the Zydisk app and flash the plain integrated fixed module. Always flash the latest build. Once that is done, remove the data of Google Play Service, Service Framework, Play Store and Play Service. And after that, remove the data of the banking app, which is the Google Pay app. And then restart your phone and check out the result, if it's working or not. If it's not working, then you will have to hide the Magisk app as well. Apart from hiding the Magisk app, you will have to hide the Google Play Service, Play Store and Play Service Framework and the banking app using the Magisk deny list. Then remove the data from the Play Service, Play Store, Play Service Framework and the banking app, and then do a restart. After a restart, you should then be passing the plain integrity test. So guys, on that note, I round off this video. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.